Hey everybody, welcome back to Vlogmas day 9? I think it's 9. We are driving through, sorry, let me straighten this up a little bit. We are driving through Golden, Colorado. I hope this is recording well. Now, Golden, Colorado is about 20 minutes to the west of Denver. And this is still not level. I'm sorry, guys, hold on. 20 miles to the west of Denver, right up against the foothills in the mountains. This used to be the capital, that's pretty over there, capital of Colorado before Denver was, for a short period of time. And it's like there's a famous school here, an engineering school called the Colorado School of Mines that's right up here. This is also the original home of Coors Beer, and it's a huge factory. Just imagine a valley between two mountains that is filled corner to corner with machinery and buildings and all kinds of crazy stuff. Anyway, they have since been bought out, and that's not their headquarters, but they still produce a lot of beer here. And yeah, so we're just coming through the downtown area. There also used to be a really cool drug store down here called Foss's Drug, which was like an old school, like early turn of the century kind of drugstore. And this guy's taking my picture. And it was really cool to go in there. You could find all kinds of cool stuff. So anyway, we're just kind of palling around down here. We'll see what we can see. I'll check back in with you guys here in just a minute. Okay guys, so here we are at the visitor center. It's pretty quiet here tonight, but we got some beautiful lights and things to look at. Here's something that's kind of interesting. This is an old bell that was built, it says, back in I was just looking at this, where is it? 1904, and it was taken down in 1974, I believe. And it's right outside here of the visitor center. This was built in Hillsboro, Ohio. So kind of cool. Turning around here to the right, we've got a view down their Bridge and Main Street area, and here's the front of the visitor center. So let's see what we can find out. There's another look at the bridge. There is a river there. During the summer months, kind of hard to see, but during the summer months they actually do river kayaking. Can't talk. Tubing. Sorry, they do tubing down the river, which is really, really cool. Although I can't imagine it now. It's so frigid, nasty, nasty cold out right now. But this fence is lit up really cool. I love these big, bright, colorful lights. Shout out to my man, Adrian. What are you doing tonight, or today, or this morning? Probably work. I know you work hard. Thanks for being out there. Really appreciate all you guys joining me. Just for fun, you guys. Just spending a few minutes together, enjoying the season. I hope you're enjoying it as well. And here we've got a tree with some gigantic snowflakes. Very beautiful. These are the biggest snowflakes you're gonna see. For scale, I'm gonna put my hand in the shot. Okay, that's not a really good example. I think it's about 2 feet across. But it looks like there's this cool path with lights. So we're gonna check it out. Just moseying on down the lane here. A lot of historic buildings. A lot of history in Golden, Colorado. Kind of a thriving college town right now. A lot of people up here. Beautiful trees all lit up. Large and small. Really hope there's no homeless people hiding in the bushes over here. They have a warm place. Every time it's nasty cold, and it gets nasty cold here, you guys. It's about 30 right now, which is, you know, we're actually getting used to it, but it gets nasty cold. There's a police department. That makes me feel a little bit better about things. But, you know, I think about the homeless people, some deer statues. They're just statues. But I think about the homeless population. There are a lot of resources. We got Salvation Army. We've got, you know, the Jesus Saves ministry. A lot of places for them to go. But you still see people out there. So definitely say a prayer for those less fortunate during this time of the year. This tree is the tree of many colors. It slowly changes. Ooh, what's this up here? This is a cool sign. It's a golden sign, and it's designed to look kind of like those old postcards. Greetings from Golden. I've never seen this actually before. There's a lot of cool history up here and a lot of cool things to see. That's kind of what the, see how there's like a rock I can't talk tonight, but see that? That's kind of what the mountains look like around here, like flat tops, which are actually ancient lava flows that plus tax. The lava flowed down into the valley, capped the ground, and then the mountains next to the lava flows eroded over time, leaving these like flat top mountains, which is really interesting. Looks like a kind of a patio thing. Again, in the summer, I'm sure it's really cool. Here's a picture of some settlers. This must be like a museum kind of thing. This is really neat. Let's see. Yeah, really cool. There's historic plaques and things everywhere. And then across the way there, that's like a homestead thing they've kind of recreated to show what life was like here back in the 1800s. So I don't know if you can hear it off in the distance. I'm going to be quiet for a second, which is hard for me to do. Listen to the river. Hear that stream? Now, they've been smart in using this ancient Roman technology for a long time around here to do things that needed to be done. So, using the power of the river, this old millstone would churn or crush wheat into flour. So here's an old 1800s millstone, and this thing is probably, I would guess, about 4 feet across. Still got some metal fixtures on there. Really, really neat. You never know what you're gonna find around here. I've been going up here since I was a little kid, and I'm still discovering stuff. Okay. Look at the light of that bridge in the distance reflecting off the water. That's awesome. It's very beautiful here. It's like a bus stop or something. I think it's, sorry it's, you know, so dark. Obviously it's hard to see, but it's kind of the way it goes when you look at Christmas lights. All right, you guys, it is cold. Our breath is crystallizing in this frozen air, and I am here to interview these two lovely ladies right here. So, how long have you been sitting here? What book are you reading? I think they're frozen solid. Either that or they're made of bronze. Golden is one of those towns that has a lot of these like statues that are like posed in positions and stuff, which is, I can't decide, is it creepy or is it cool? It's nostalgic and they're like in period costumes. I don't like it when they're like 3/4 size like this, unless these are just kids. I don't know if that's supposed to be a full-size woman. I think it's a kid. Okay, I'm okay with it if it's not, but the idea of like 3/4 size adults is kind of creepy. I've seen these towns all across the United States before. Do you guys have that in your town? Or what do you think of that? Have you ever seen that before? Anyway, let's keep going. Okay guys, sorry about that. My phone is freezing, but off in the distance, you're not gonna be able to see it, but we got Lookout Mountain. That's where a lot of the transmitter sites are for the Denver area, radio and television broadcast, as well as the grave of Buffalo Bill Cody is up there. It's actually disputed. A lot of states claim that they have Buffalo Bill, but that's another show for another day. Taking a left turn here, we're gonna go across this beautiful bridge that's lit up. It's the one we saw from the distance, and we just walked towards it until we found it. That's what they call a visual weenie. Disney World uses it all the time, Disneyland, where you see something off in the distance and it draws you towards it. In this case, it was this beautiful bridge. Here we are over the river now. Gonna kind of peek back towards where we came from. Wow, you can feel this bridge bouncing. It is freezing. Okay, we're gonna walk a little bit over towards the Homestead area and see what we find. Golden Hotel. I don't believe this is a historic building. It might be, it's hard to say. It kind of looks like modern, inspired by kind of thing. But we're back down here by the main road, kind of made a loop. We went through the Homestead area, and there's a lot of cool buildings out, houses, even some like hens and stuff like that were in a hen house. It was warm, I hope, for them. But it was so dark, you just couldn't see it. Okay, and we are back on the bridge, almost back to where we parked. And these are some cool signs along the bridge here that show some cool pictures of the history of the Golden area, including some floods we've had and all kinds of neat history there. And someday I want to come back and read all this stuff. A lot about floods. I guess we have a lot. You wouldn't think there'd be flooding up here a mile high, which is the altitude of Denver in general.
A lot of rail history. If you're a rail fan, I know Adrian, you're a big rail fan. We have got some amazing rail history. In fact, a mile or so away from here is a train museum that has some amazing exhibits. I mean, some amazing stuff. That's another kind of hobby of mine, is the rail fan thing, and just love it. We got not a big boy, but actually we do have a big boy downtown. We have another it's called the Forney Transportation Museum, and we got some amazing exhibits down there. We got an amazing world-class air and space museum. We've got all kinds of cool stuff, but we've got a big boy locomotive at the Forney Museum downtown, and we've got a one size below the big boy at the train museum up here in Golden. So super cool stuff. Clear Creek. All right, so that's gonna do it for tonight. One more look back here at Golden. If you've never been here before, this is probably really confusing. If you have been, you could probably place exactly where I'm standing right now. But thank you guys for being there as always. Really appreciate you enjoying the holidays with me. It's been a big, you know, wonderful thing for me to do this, just in terms of sharing with you guys and hearing from you and learning from you. I really appreciate it. So happy record hunting, happy Vlogmas, and we'll see you tomorrow.